I say to myself, in the mirror, phenomenal nigga. I keep on repeating my money. I'm rolling my weed. I don't know what to suppose to the portrait, but this is the perfect picture. I see myself wanting and wanting. I guess it's just like go figure. Wish I could go show him. Cause Lord sure knows I miss him. But we gon' live forever, so that there don't make no difference. You fucking right.
If you say this, that is playing, can anybody hear you?
Let's go. You fucking right. I can't love nobody till I love myself. I can love anybody once I love myself. I don't love everybody, yet I love myself. I can't be nobody else because I love you. You say you love I love you too. See, I love I won't love you. You say you love I love you too. See is my woman, is myself, and that's my seed. I live by my word is only as good as my deed. Look at the past of strangers watching me bleed. Imprison myself, now I cannot see. How can that be? Tell me, who has helped me face this blindfold? Till my mind closed and my ears now open to the stories that time told forever and over again. Tell them within, when without any doubt. Nobody, I love myself. I love everybody, cause I love myself. I don't love everybody, yet I love myself. I love I can't be nobody else. Because I love I love you. You say you love I love you too. You say I love I love you. You say you love I love you
too. You know it's right. Yes, sir. Peace, peace. Peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
You got us live on? You got us live, B?
Nah, we ain't live yet.
Man, let's get this show on the road, brother.
Right. MyPDFBooks.com. That's books with a Z for reading fundamental. Also brought to you by FindItBooks.com, where treasures are found. Be sure to get all of your herbs and teas at My Son's Teas, Tea of Teas, divinely prepared at theherbsmyi.com. Also, for all of the musical styles, be sure to check out bhbaymusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out MorrisHaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out MorrisSachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today. And without further ado, I introduce to you She Kareem Goodman Baby.
Ooh, that's good. I'm a spirit speaking truth, seeking not. What up, family? What's going on?
Peace, She.
With that Noble Brian, Noble Simeon. I know brothers. I know I talked to Malik earlier. He coaching. Well, y'all disappeared. Y'all face disappeared. I thought I saw you on there. Share the screen. Share the screen. There y'all go. What up, my noble B? What's up, brothers? How's everybody day?
Quite well, quite well. Once again, it's another beautiful evening, another good day.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, y'all know what today is, man. Today is we like to call it our book club reading. But today we're going to do we're going to do something a little different today. I said I was going to go over a list a couple days ago. I got kind of busy, but I did. I went over a few books last week. Wasn't that long, but I'm going to do it again. Time permits. I hope everybody got their pencils and their papers. I think I sent a lot of this to my brothers earlier, and we can, as I'm going, it always good, just like if we was in class, somebody might be there for reference. They might have their Amazon up and look up some of these books to see the prices. A lot of books that I have, you will see sometimes Amazon, they may not have the books, or if they do have them, they charge so much money for the books. And you wonder why paper costs so much. Well, sometimes it's something in that paper that just might illuminate or bring something back to your remembrance that the world may not, want the average individual to know. When I say nothing is new under the sun. And so when a lot of people just talk about books, or do you read? Yes, you should read. And you should have read enough books not to believe everything in a book. That's why study is so important. That's why history and doing things in scholarship, as we talk about, it never was a time when man was not. Before I even move on with it, can we do our Moorish American prayer? I'm sorry if I got besides myself. I got all excited.
Islam. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation, by night and by day. It was Holy Prophet, Ali, Shalom Aleichem, Ayah Ash'ayah, Hotel, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace. Positive and high vibrations to all true light seekers. To all true light seekers. But as we proceed, man, as the conversation we was having before we want to get into the topic, because I always like to have general conversation with brothers just to see where their mental is at, so we can ask questions, see do we agree. Sometimes we may not disagree on certain things, and maybe we can come to an agreement or agree to disagree. And especially, and I think we agree on this, when information, how can I say it? Let me say it in the right way, because I know we're going to all agree with this concept or this dilemma I'm going to say some have when we be introduced to wisdom. Sometimes we be introduced to wisdom so much we want everybody to understand at the same time we understand. Am I right about that?
Islam.
Sometimes we acquire so much wisdom and then look at others and be like, well, why not them? And why they don't get it, and why it's not important to them. Because you got to remember, this is a personal journey, and everybody's journey is personal. So the whole concept of enlightenment and understanding who you are is, number one, understanding how the world works, understanding how this whole system works. That's why I said this is the piece of it. It's more science. When you get to agree of higher self, more science is life. More science is, how can I say it? In more science, we don't believe in none outside of ourselves. So when we operate on wisdom, when we operate on the flesh and in that concept, we have to have a true understanding. Now, when we talk about history and historicalness, everyone's not scholars. Everyone is not doing that type of work. But when that work is being done, Noble Brian and Noble Simeon, anyone with wisdom that's there to learn should be there to accept the truth that can be proven. that a child can understand. And we can't diss wisdom and understanding, because that's the Holy Spirit. That's what I want to try to tell all my brothers and sisters, because we should be past the concept of anything outside of ourselves. We understand that. Now we have to get into the other degree of it. What the scripture says, you know, what the biblical scriptures talk about, the exoteric scriptures. We know the exoteric, but the eso, what is the scripture saying? The inner meaning, the healing, not nothing spooky, but showing that the biblical scriptures in this concept is the brain and using that power. So I want us to be clear with understanding, you know, and we're not here in the type of science that I teach. I always have to be clear, brothers and sisters. We're not here to make anyone do anything or have anybody filling out pieces of papers. Now, we can talk about those things, because I always have to set a precedent for brothers and sisters to know, and we can open a discussion panel. This is not, I don't teach no sovereign citizen movement. There's no paper that you're going to get from me that's going to say, oh, I believe in some zodiac laws, because clearly you don't understand what the consular court says. Clearly is something off about that. And I'm always teach and preach that. You're not no militia. You're not here to overthrow no government. None of those things. We're not here to do. No brother on here have no corporate debt. When they say you're going to cancel corporate debt, and I ask you, what corporate debt do you have? No one can answer that question. You don't have any corporate debt. Now, what you've done is went into contracts as a willing obligor, and maybe what you've done has not read the contract, and that's on you. Now, what you have the right to do is what? Reserve your right in anything, just like any other business, which I teach the right way. I teach how to do things the right and proper way. So I want to set that type of precedent when I'm teaching, because I don't want nobody to get nothing misconstrued, because I can go all ham with it and just show you really what it's about, you know, and just be and care less. You feel me, Brian?
Absolutely.
So is there anything do I need to clear anything up before I proceed?
No, sir.
Islam. I want brothers to ask questions. I want us to have a panel to where we can say, no, man, this brother ain't here to be judged. This brother here to answer some questions, and let me research it and let me make a clear judgment. Let me look up these people real names and be like, wait a damn minute. This is what I want everybody to know. Be like, if people, you gotta understand people real names. And this is such thing as precedent in law cases, doc number, and Free Information Act. I hope people writing what I'm saying down. Precedent in law cases, doc number, and Free Information Act. Did we get that?
Yes, sir. Precedent in law cases, doc number, Free Information Act.
Okay.
Request.
You damn right. So when people be talking that mumbo jumbo, oh, I did this in the court, okay, what's the doc number? They're going to know you're talking to somebody with some wisdom, because anything that's recorded in that type of a situation, when they talk about nobody jurisdiction, all that, man, that's mumbo jumbo. That can be broke down in 1.3 seconds from a person that failed law school. I'm just being factual. I want people to operate in the right manifestation, because on this earth plane, you're going to do business. Everybody I talk to, they say they have a business. Then I say, well, how's your business structure? What do you mean? I said, you tell me. If you have a business, do you have a for-profit business? Do you have a non-for-profit business? What type of business do you have? You don't say you have a business. Are you in the business of commerce? Are you what are you in the business? Do you sell corn? Are you a farmer? So if you are in the business, that means you're doing business with other individuals. Am I right?
Most definitely. Yep.
I just want to set some precedent, you know, for brothers and sisters to really, really start thinking about not getting caught up doing something and you try to say you didn't know, because that's not going to work. I had to save somebody today. Somebody mama called me. They still talk about what they're gonna expatriate. I said, expatriate from what? Almost pissed me off, Brian. And you know, and this is a young boy. I said, where's you getting this crap from? Because I know where brothers be getting it from. They weren't gonna tell you. I said, you're gonna expatriate from the de facto government, then what? Then who you affiliated with? What you talking about? You're gonna be a domestic terrorist, foreign and abroad. What are you talking about? You finna expatriate from this de facto government. Where you getting that goofy stuff from? Because I know where it's coming from. That's idiotic talk, brothers and sisters. That's idiotic talk. And if anybody understand what I'm saying out of my mouth today, I hope so. Because I'm not going to argue with a whole bunch of brothers that's running the court. And I say, what are you in court for? You tell me one good reason you go into court for, people, or to get this, to get that. You won't have nothing. Or to my trust. It got to be something in the trust for people to trust. Your trust is filled with Fuji dust. You talk about your trust fund. Well, I got my trust. What trust? Don't say your birth certificate is attached to some millions. Please don't come with that rhetoric. Please don't come with that goofy stuff. But they do anyway. And nobody has no millions. You want me to tell you what happened to those people? They get arrested and they be tried as crazy. I'm telling y'all, man. And that's how they get us, because they put this images in front of misnomer people's face, and they think this is freedom. And all prophets before us been warned us about this stuff. And now social media and the internet is done took these grown people mind goofy. So I don't be mad with people, parents, when they be meeting people on the internet. They be like, oh, you dealing with this jackleg clown face, until they meet me, until they have a real conversation. When they say, no, this man was a real minister. I don't care about this internet stuff. That's what I be telling people. I say, any of that stupid stuff, nobody has got rich off of it. Not nan people. Not one. Nobody rich in no stock market. That's Fuji dust. I know about the stock market. I know about it. Nobody would get on here and have a conversation with me about no stock market, about no investment, about buying no property, about none of that, because I know they lying. But why? Because I do it in real life. That's how I know they lying. That's how I know they lying, because I do it in real life. This is what I be trying to tell people. What do 1 Thessalonians 5:21 say, brothers? Prove all things. Hold fast to what is good. So let's go over this book list. I told you I'll never be a gatekeeper. I think I shared 10 of these books with Noble Simeon earlier, but I'm going to go through this list and I have them all, you know? But the first book list. You say what, Noble?
I said it's a beautiful book list.
Absolutely.
Very informative.
Absolutely. And we just touching the surface. I got all Manly P. Hall books. A lot of people like, who is Manly P. Hall? Manly P. Hall, I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society in LA. And they have a whole library dedicated to Manly P. Hall and his literature. But really, it's nothing but lower level more science wrapped up in 32 and 33 degree masonry. When you deal with the Atlantis, when you deal with the Atlantis of the latter days, it goes a little higher. It goes to the Osiris mysteries, because that's all a lower level masonry really is the Osiris mysteries. But the brothers will never tell you the truth, but they're gonna come to me and they ain't gonna say nothing, because they can't. Because it's just what it is. I don't have to diss nobody. I can just stand strong. I can just stand on my strong and be like, man, stop. By myself, with no problem.
You know, some of them might even say that you're wrong because they haven't even reached that level of understanding yet.
Yeah.
You know, because they keep a lot of things secret from each other inside of those secret societies as well.
Well, I tell you what, and this is what I've learned going to academia and stuff. How can I be politically correct? Scott, you will meet a few NBCs that's Scottish Rite Masons. You know, most brothers are Prince Hall, but you will meet a few Scottish Rite, like yeah. My aunt's father was a Scottish Rite. He passed. He was Dr. Goodman, you know, PhD and all that, but he was a Scottish Rite Mason, and he knew a way lot more than the Prince Hall. You know?
Oh, definitely. They don't teach much shit at Prince Hall. You got some of the lodges not even accepted.
Mm-hmm. And then when you say accepted, that's a whole other thing. Accepted by who? You know?
The England thing.
Exactly. Their charters come. See, and that's a whole nother conversation. As we proceed, you can look up, you know, because I always give pointers when I used to lecture in the colleges. Pull up a Stephen Coakley. pull up Stephen Coakley videos when he talk about the boule and the Greek is a fraud. And then you start pulling back to George G.M. James' book, Stolen Legacy. It'll all tie up to academia. When we always talk about, well, the white man this, the white man that. Man, the white man phooey. That's cap. I always tell brothers stuff, no one has no power over you. How can somebody that don't look like you have power over you? And most NBCs don't even deal with people that don't look like them, per se. You know, your kids don't go to those schools. Your kids, only thing we doing is spending our money at these places, but we're not dealing with these people. We're not fellowshipping with other different nationalities. Some people are so biased in their mentals that they don't even do it because we're looking outside ourselves for the victim. You see what I'm saying? And it's always internal. So one of these books is The Science of Love by John Baines. And all the Europeans, Mason, Noble Simeon that I met, they know everything I'm talking about. That's why I'll be laughing. Like I shared on my YouTube page the Scottish Rite Mason giving credit to Noble Drew Ali on his 135th birthday. All the books that I'll be showing, everything, he got it. Got the book with the European, with the fez on there, saying Islam, saying everything, saying, talk about how Elijah Poole made them act like they don't know who Noble Drew Ali is. You know?
All right.
So, even Peter Moon, even Peter Lambert Wilson, all those books, The Sacred Drift. Why are these people writing about our prophet and got Noble Drew Ali on the cover of their book, The Sacred Drift of Islam? Why Peter Moon got Noble Drew Ali on the cover of his book, of Spondu Mysteries, with all those U.S. generals? It's a good reason why. The Science of Love, John Baines, that's one book. The Opening of the Way, Isha Swanner Deleuze. The Kundalini, the Energy of the Depths. The other book is the DMT, the Spirit Molecule. And that's one of my favorite books. I lectured that in college, man. And the Spirit Molecule, when I talk about, a lot of people take like hallucinogenic drugs to get in a certain way, like so-called in the Indian culture, where people be thinking they smoking weed or some, and they think they smoking some foreign drug, but it's really a spirit molecule that's indigenous in that area. We'll talk about that later.
Like ayahuasca.
Exactly. And it's a way.
The third book?
Yep. And it's a way.
Book?
You say what, Noble?
I said, what was the third book? You got The Science of Love, The Opening of the Way. And
The DMT, the Spirit Molecule.
The one before that.
Kundalini, Energy of the Depths.
Cool. Okay, Kundalini, Energy of the Depths. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, absolutely, Noble. That's what we're here for. But the DMT, the Spirit Molecule, I wish I put a lot of my books up because I got a new storage where I had to put a lot of my books up. It was overwhelming, man. I'm gonna show y'all how I'm doing my library, one of my libraries to be exact. But when I talk about the Shashat, when you see that female aspect in the hieroglyphics and you see that marijuana leaf over the head. Now, I'm not telling no one to smoke or nothing like that, but it's showing the molecules coming together. But I'll have to show that in another teaching. But I just wanted to put that in your hippocampus to just kind of store somewhere in the back because I'm going to connect some dots. I just want to leave a little hieroglyph in your memory. If any of y'all got that book, The Cannabis Christ, from me. I know Brian have it. I don't know if you have the Noble Simeon, but
Islam, I do. No, I don't have that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Yeah, it's fire. And somebody's, oh yeah, thank you for the donation too, Noble. Yep, and it's fire. When I say, as soon as you open it up, you'll be like, oh my God, because all like my Rastafari, like all my brothers and sisters, Noble Simeon. When I say I don't diss no science where I miss the essence of any of them. I adapt all of them because I understand. And so when I deal with different manifestations of wisdom, I have to have a clear understanding because I don't diss anything. And so with that concept, it's beautiful when you see that wisdom and it's broken down, and it'll be broken right back connected to the seven seals. I don't know if you got the 7 seals from me, but it'll connect to the 7 seals because that's my brain going to just work like that. And all wisdom, it connects. When you want that mathematical equation, it's gonna connect. That's just how it works. But that spirit molecule can be engulfed, and it's just like your pineal gland, it's just like your kundalini. I give you an aspect. Watch this. If anybody might have this come to their remembrance. When you smoke, let's say the Indian cigarette, you know what I'm talking about. You inhale, right? And then sometimes you hold it, right? And blow it out, right? Am I right about what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now imagine.
Yes, sir.
Now imagine the mental, because everything is mental. Imagine if you take the marijuana away and still do that concept of breathing in and holding and give honor and give grace and then blow out. And do that a few times a day as you manifest and as you're in your higher self, and see what happens with the mental. See what happens with the mental. I'm just talking about different exercises. You know, that's a type of breathing exercise. But as you're breathing that energy in, and say you're holding that marijuana breath and thinking about whatever it is or putting it in the atmosphere in your mental, and then letting it out. You feel me?
Nathan went life.
Oh yeah. Let's proceed. Magic Made Easy by Patricia Telesco. The Dictionary of Ancient Deities by Patricia Turner and Charles Coulter. Ruled by Sorcery by Jim Mars. See, man, I know all these books by, like, one of my homies said, man, you could burn all these books up. You like the Book of Eli. And I say, well, do you know the concept of the Book of Eli? Because the Book of Eli wasn't having the books. You know what I mean? It wasn't the books, because he was blind, right? It was something else. It was something else. It was something else. It was power in something. This is so true with what we're doing to this day. The Lakshmi, an introduction by Devote Lakshmi. I gotta find one of my old ancient Masonic books. It's called The Spirit Builders. Man, it's always unavailable on Amazon, and I found it, man. It was like a couple grand, and I found it, but I have to find it again. And it got so many beautiful pictures, and it's almost like so many riddles, you know. That.
So what's it called? The Lakami?
The Lakshmi.
Lakshmi.
Yeah. Or Lakshmi.
What's that about?
I know what I'm saying. What's that about? Well, okay. Well, hold on. Okay. Noble ads, you know, I'm always willing. Like I said, I'm always willing. Now, you don't always talk about the tantra and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now, all that, when you start dealing with the stories and the goddesses, and it's like illustrations over 200 images and symbols of rituals, temples, and texts of religious documents
wow.
Yeah. It's the goddess of wealth and fortune, the introduction, Lamshi. You know, like I told you, man, I ain't no gatekeeper. I'll show everything.
Okay.
I'll show everything. You know, I have a full library. That's why I tell brothers, you don't have to go nowhere and get nothing. You come, you right here. You home. You know? So we got the Pyramids of the Montauk by Peter Moon. And Peter Moon wrote Tavistock he wrote a couple books. The Pyramids of Montauk. He wrote a book about the blue people in Ethiopia. The blue people are just Ethiopians. You know, and that's a whole nother teachings. That's where they get the avatar from. You don't think the tall people. You see what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother teaching. But the Pyramids of Montauk, Preston Nicholas and Peter Moon. The Emerald Tablet by Dennis William Hawk. Ladder of Light by William Gray. Modern Sex Magic by Donald Michael Craig. And just like Pascal Beverly Randolph, he got a book called Sex Magic. And then when you start looking at things, when we look at Alex Crowley with his perverted self, you'll start destroying all the bull crap. Because remember, we Ghostbusters. You have to destroy the ghosts. You have to. You have to understand all mental. If somebody coming at you like they some old scary with a Scooby-Doo mask on, man, we know you bought that mask from the dollar store. We know it's a mask. You see what I'm talking about? I'm trying. That's what I be telling people. I said, how are you afraid of another mortal? A magician. What magic? What magic they talking about? Because I understand the thought tarot cards. I got all the tarot cards. I got the C cards. I got the Orisha cards. I deal with them all. I deal with the Talisman back. I deal with it all. Gerald Massey's lectures. The Hebrew Goddess by Raphael Paté. The Hindu Goddess by David R. Kinsley. The Gnostic Scriptures.
Oh my, slow down real quick. Slow down. What comes before the Hindu Goddess?
The Hebrew Goddess.
The Hebrew Goddess. Okay, sorry.
Yep. Yep. And then we got the Gnostic Scriptures. Then you got the Zelator. Somebody said, did you say Skeletor? I said Zelator. I'm telling you, man, let me show you. Let me show y'all something. This is Zelator. I don't know if I don't know if it's an old book. Let me see if I can see what it's about. Amazon, you can get it used for $30, but you know you get them from me, PDF, the cheap. You can print them if you want to. But it's the autobiography of a sorcerer's apprentice, Zelator, one of the lowest magical grades. It's full of obscure bits of the Kabbalistic lore and stories so weird that they will leave the reader's head spinning. But I connect it all. The only reason why you leave your head spinning because they don't know the Sephirots and they don't understand the Kabbalistic science. That's all. They don't understand the Jewish text. I said, there's nothing new under the sun. That's why I be laughing at people, not in disrespect. I say, you're not going to come to me just because you think someone don't know. I have your tablets. It's no disrespect. We can sit and have a gentleman's conversation. If you want to have a cigar or something, we can have a gentleman's conversation, you know, but we're not going to do that. There's no reason. You know, even Adam Blavatsky, I can show you where all that stuff come from. I love my brothers and sisters. All that stuff, a lot of stuff come from Detroit. A lot of stuff you hear Fire Muhammad be talking about. You be like, this sound familiar. You be like, that picture with Fire Muhammad, when you blow it up, it got Ugan Ali next to him, and they think that's some Moorish Quran. They think that's some what they think is some Quran that Farah got in his hand, with all due respect. But I'm telling you, hey, you got to remember, back then, it was the Jehovah's Witness book that a lot of people was going by. But I can show you stuff word for word. Why? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. I can show you word for word in the Mormon, come from the View of the Hebrews. It's a book called View of the Hebrews in the Book of the Mormon. I can show you word for word. Word for word. No disrespect. I can show you what pseudepigrapha mean. What do you mean? You look it up and tell me what pseudepigrapha mean. You mean you can show how all this stuff you can dissect out of the biblical scriptures? Yes, because that's what I got my education in. Yes, I have that skill. Absolutely. Isis Magic by M. Isadora Forrest. Ecstasy by Robert A. Johnson. The Historical Origin of Christianity by Walter Williams. The Historical Christianity. I remember when I was taking one of my historical context classes for Christian studies, and I had to do a whole lecture on the Pisos family, Flavius Josephus, and I had to destroy it. No disrespect. Well, I won't say destroy because that's a harsh word. I would say I had to illuminate false from truth, and show people where that whole pseudepigrapha came from. And sometimes the truth hurts.
Who was Ecstasy by?
Huh? Who was Ecstasy by? Robert A. Johnson.
What was the book that came after that?
Oh, you heard of Ecstasy?
No, I'm looking at, I know I wouldn't be able to find that book without the author, so I needed that.
Okay. Which one are you talking about?
I'm trying to keep up. Now, what came after Ecstasy? Because I got Isis.
Okay, after that, you got the Historical Origins of Christianity by Walter Williams. And like you said, when you write all these books down, Noble, all you got to do is get with me. You know, I'm a combo meal, just like the last one.
All right, I'll try to put them in the chat as well, so everybody got it.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep this cipher going. Like I said, as we build our community, as brothers invite brothers in that's here for wisdom and study, we're gonna continue to build. We're gonna come back around in circles, because that's how I teach. I don't like to go and I take my teeth out. I'm getting an analogy. You know, I'm like the god Artemis per se, with all the how can I say? I won't say breast, but with the Gatorade or with the teas to replenish my brothers and sisters in time of need.
Right.
So that's what we're here to do. You know, that's what we're here to do. And the workman is do his
hard. Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
All right. So there's this one brother that I was listening to. His name is Mfundishi Jehudims. You heard about him? He's a scholar, black scholar. He's like a kung fu dude that learned African martial arts and stuff. He heavy into the Egyptian history or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he has a book called Spiritual Warriors Are Healers. You ever heard of him?
Probably. I have to look at it. I've heard, you know, a lot of books have the same concept, but I have to really, you know, put my hands on it.
Okay. Just asking because he seemed like a brother that you guys will have good conversations. You know, you might know he's up there with you with the degrees and stuff like that.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm always welcome, Noble Simeon, to talk to good brothers. Like, I'm always welcome because that's the only way. And that's funny you just said that because that's right in my mind, man. I was just listening to what is his name? Not Boyce Watkins, but what's the other dude name? Roland Martin, right? Y'all ever heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, Roland Martin, he used to be on CNN, have his own little show, but now he got his own little podcast, an older gentleman, educated dude, but he in a fraternity. And he was saying the Divine Nine, which is all the 9 fraternities, need to come together and really do something for the so-called black community. If all these fraternities, all these people say they're special, all these black Masons and all these high class or the talented 10th, why they still ain't doing nothing?
Right.
I said, I don't know. But that was just, something that kind of sparked what you was asking me, do I know the brother? And I said, I really don't. But like I said, I'm always welcome to deal with brothers, to deal with wisdom and share wisdom with brothers, not to debate because debate is a lower energy. I've been asked to debate so many times. I done turned down stuff. I said, man, I'm not getting ready to debate no one because there's nothing to debate. Well, you should debate the one Muslim dude, Wesley Muhammad. I'm not debating nobody, man. Nobody, because anybody that's religious going to come from their religious perspective. And I'm not doing that with no brother. I'm not doing that to none of my brothers. That's a waste of my time, you know? Because I know the degree of it. I can take it there. Another brother can take it there. But at the end of the day, I always ask brothers, what are we proving? You know? Because I can take it back to certain languages. And when you go ahead.
I think it'd be good though to share information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just an awareness. And I know you might not be interested in debates, but I actually liked a little bit of that. It's different when people could come together, and it's like I know a lot of people you might not be into the competitive thing, but it's almost like a boxing match of intellects. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You guys come from different perspectives, and you guys got all your paperwork lined up, and you're making points. It's exciting. It's like a a new sport. You know what I mean? Because I had seen Brother Polite versus Ali Muhammad about the origins of Islam.
And see,
that was a real good debate.
But like I said, you know, you got to remember I'm 48, so you got to start looking at people's age and be like, oh snap, like I'm older. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely up there.
One thing I can say about some of them, like academia, some of the brothers went to academia like me that can put it down like that, like Ali Muhammad. You know, he went to university. You know. Now I can tell you another brother that's brilliant and that people might not give him scholarship, but he might have quoted some things wrong from pseudo ones, but his wisdom and his understanding of the metanetter and science and a lot of other Jewish texts is the brother that's bald-headed with the little thing on the side of his head. I forget.
Yeah. I forget it.
I forget his name. You know,
me too. I forgot his name too.
I forget his name. And like I'm conscious to a lot of stuff because I know about the.
Who put me on the set to Egypt?
Well, I know about the Nabatan Library. I know about a lot of stuff that the people talk about to be like, man, I hear you, but it's meaningless. When I talk about pseudepigrapha, when I break certain words down, scholars be like, oh, I'm done, because when certain words are going to stop people from even going there. You know what I mean? It's certain key words that you would be able to say from scholarship, be like, oh, well, if I come here, I know he could come with something that destroy every freaking thing what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Why? Because I just gave you a key phrase to tell you to back off, you know?
Right.
You know, so when
But why would they be still propagating that if they know that key phrase is something?
Because that's what we do, man. Just like I told you in the video, people share hidden colors, and they said Africa was named after a European, and I already illuminated that. Now you ask me why would the brother do that? I don't know. Whether he is sincerely wrong.
The pastor's teaching that. I heard a pastor on TikTok or Instagram Reels teaching that. I'm like, no. Like that was I just learned that was a name that was received by the person who beat Hannibal.
See, when we talk about academia, so you got Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. So in academia, scholarship is two different things. That's why I said I would want to have this type of conversation with a person that's not religious. Because if you're a Muslim, if you're an Islam Muslim, you're going to come from that perspective. If you're a Christian, you're going to come from your Christian scholar's perspective. I just have the luxury to not be orthodox and to come from science, because I understand there's 16 crucified saviors for Jesus Christ. So what you going to talk about with me? And you're going to agree with me. So if you agree with me on that, then I think it's nothing else for us to talk about.
Right.
Because the rest is going to be semantics.
I get what you're saying.
Think about it.
Right.
The rest gonna be semantics. Well, were there 16 crucified saviors before Jesus Christ? Yeah. Okay. I rest my case. Now, whatever you rocking with, that's on you. But like I tell everybody, I don't gravitate to nothing outside of myself. I understand the exo, but I teach the esoteric. I understand that. Just like I was talking to a brother that's got out of prison, did like 20 some years or more. One of my homies that's a counselor hooked me up with him because I just came from Detroit. But anyway, he was asking me a question. He was like, "Sheep, so when man talks to God, who answers? Who answers, Simeon?"
Self. That's how I see it.
But the God and man, yes, God and man. If you connect on that, people are like, oh, it's contradiction with the Bible. No, the Bible can't be contradiction, because if the closer place to find God is in your heart, then who's answering when you speaking to yourself? God in you. Now, it might not be no God in you, because the Bible said, the scripture said, we made in the image of God, and this what I connect. That's the science that I teach. So it's nothing for me. It's no concept for me to, when a person would get into a debate, because they're looking to a Muhammad, and I can go to history where it wasn't no Muhammad. I can go past all. They would say, I hear that when I'm dealing with the Sufis, and I say, well, I get that, but the type of Islam that I'm under, I'm not under that. I'm not Orthodox, because you can deal with the Nation of Islam, and you can deal with Sunni Muslims, and they have two different doctrines. I ask all my Nation of Islam brothers, Muslim, do they know what Quran they study? Muhammad, Murda Ali, do they know what Quran that they study? They couldn't even tell you, but I do. So all these concepts, we have to be very, very careful when we say we want to debate things. When I say, okay, well, your concept can come from the Jehovah's Witness book. What? The little blue book. And I can show you word for word, be like, well, that sounds similar, like some stuff that some spaceship, what a group of Muslims talk about. Yeah, where if this in this, and this is older than this, where you think it come from? Watch this. We gotta be literal, right? Where it come from, right? Right? Just like the Epic of Gilgamesh. If we could talk about the flood story and say, oh, I can find all this in the Epic of Gilgamesh, and this was before then, so I can say without a doubt, this is similar to this, and I can see this concept came from this concept. Am I right about what I'm saying? I hope we come on. And that's the work that has to be done. Like I said, we can't deal with characters, because I can break it all the way down. See, Brother Simeon, a lot of people don't be telling what camps they are in, or what they have affiliates to. I know the one brother you were talking about, the brother that's locked up, that you're saying at the debate, he was under Dr. York camp. You see, how do I know? Because I know.
Yeah, I knew that.
So what I'm saying is,
he got me upset with what had happened, but he did.
But see,
scholarship for a person without scholarship, you know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is,
I definitely see.
What I'm saying is, when you have a little bit more of how can I say it, systematic wisdom, and you have access to a holy tablets and a list, certain things that the average person is not going to have. You know, the average person is not going to have those that I have, and that I know that brother had connection to. That's how he was able to talk so prolific and over a lot of people of understanding because he was able to paint the picture. And now it's just like anything else. You call it the influencer. Once you get that absolute power, sometimes it can corrupt. It can corrupt you absolutely. Yeah. And then you go to the influencer. Yeah,
especially with the money thing.
I'm telling you, I know.
With money, I think that kind of corrupted them.
I know how this goes.
Poor white righteous people don't want to be the poor righteous teacher no more. They think that they are, and as soon as they get that influence, they start making money from it, and that's what it becomes about. You know.
Well. And I agree, and to a dilemma, but I disagree. Once you get money, it just shows who you are, no matter what level you on. You know, what level you on. It's just going to maximize your whole hustle from day one. It's going to maximize because you can be successful. You can be successful in doing what you do. You can do that.
Yeah.
It's available for us. We are an example.
Right.
So it's certain images that I think we cross the line and say, well, this is it, and this is the image for us, and the whole thing switched from your people and righteousness, education, and it switched to what? Money. That becomes your God. And when that happens, it's a wrap.
Exactly. That's what I'm just about to say.
Yeah, brother.
It has magic on it. It has sigils, signs, symbols.
Bro, the spirit will tell you.
I personally feel has an effect because of that intention and all the power and intention that has been put in money. It's easily to corrupt you for you to think you're more powerful than all of that. Yes, you have to be very of sound mind. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
Have a strong foundation.
Yes.
Not let it corrupt you.
I tell everyone, I said, I don't blame people. Like when you look at people fall from grace, I always tell people, I said, look at that. Look how easy it is. Because you can get, why? Because everything is dealing with people. Everything is dealing with individuals. And so he has something that people wanted and people finance that. And so I always tell people, look at the fall from grace. And when you sit and keep your eye on your mission, and you can have all those things. You know what I mean? You can have all those things in the right way, you know? Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Write that down. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. That'll keep something for your hippocampus. Yep. But let's go to the next one. We got a couple more. We're going to be out here because we're going to go just for an hour and we done. We have 45 minutes. The Zealotor. Mark, did I get that one? The Zealotor?
Yeah, we got that.
Okay, well, let me go down.
Origins of Christianity.
Okay, so I'm at The Black Sun by Peter Moon. That's another one by Peter Moon. Sexual Alchemy by Donald Tyson. Okay, now we get into the Voodoo Quantum Leap by Reginald Crosley. That's some good one. That's Tantra.
That sounds crazy.
Oh yeah. I'll give you a little highlight. Let me see if I got my notes, if I can pull it up. I think I got my notes. Yeah. Okay, so the Voodoo Dawn Leap is almost like when you see this pictorial, you almost look like my Rosicrucian cross. It almost look like the Kabbalah. It's so much symbology.
It does.
Yeah, it's the symbology.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That look like some DMT shit right there.
Yeah, and see, you saying it. That's a beautiful synopsis, Brother Simeon, and that's what the spirit builder magic, when I show you a lot of things about. It's about the trip per se. But when people say the trip, remember when people go on the trips and they feel like, oh, I went in this and I figured this out. I figured out the algorithm to put together a Rubik's Cube, because that's all it is. It's an algorithm to put that Rubik's Cube together. How I know my mind be working that's weird as hell. You know what I mean? And when I figure certain things out, I'm like, damn, I figured it out. Like, how did I figure it out? Because there's certain systems that go together. I can teach the systems.
Right.
As a teacher, I can teach the system. Do I want to do all those things? It's not interested to me, but can I teach it? Yeah, without a doubt,
yeah.
You know?
All parts of one whole.
Yeah, but it's a map, and it's found deep within the Afro-Caribbean religion system, commonly called the Voodoo. Sometimes they say the Voodoo, but now we can learn the dimensions through certain entities, through certain sciences. You know, but that's what when I say how you do things when two or more gather. When the wisdom is spread down from the teacher, from the medicine man. Just like when I was able to study Credo Matua, when one of the Zulu was like, man, you would just be a Zulu priest, you know, or a high priest. How? Because you can come back to the community and teach mathematics, teach arithmetic, teach gardeners. That's a high priest. Can teach our spiritualness, can teach our culture. We let people put negative connotations on our names. We talk about, oh, that's a cult. No, but the origin of cult is culture. We have a culture.
That's
you know.
spookism.
Yes, that's spook. I always teach that, or the ish, or the Moorish. Yes, the ish of Moorish is everything about us. The way we love, the way we treat our empresses, the way we study, the way we treat our spiritual heads, the way we build and say, hey, we're going to build with each other and use our money to build infrastructure. That's how, instead of giving it to other people. That's how. You have the right to do these things. You have the right lawfully. That's what it's about. But the Tantra, the cult of the feminine, just like when I talk about the Baphomet. When I talk about the Baphomet, is written Kabbalistically, Temp, Hob, Abs, Abba. When you see the hand up, the hand down, that's Kov, Volta. When you see the medical, when you see on an ambulance, they have that Kundalini rising. All that is symbology. All that symbology that have to be broken down from the God-man to show you the Gnostic scripture so we can eliminate the spookism, for you can take back what they take inside and make it all outward. I'm telling you, this is factual. It's almost like they took everything out inside and put a scary image in front of you. If I take everything outside of me and yeah, if I take everything outside of me and put and make it a pictorial, it'll have to be a scary image, because to the average person, it's not a pretty image. Now think about it. Just like the Tasmanian cartoons, they make everything ugly. Think about what I'm saying. The Magician, Philip Cooper. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about The Magician. They say, oh, this book costs so much. Don't none cost so much. When somebody say it costs so much, they gatekeepers. I have all these books. And look on Amazon, the book costs $354, Simeon. You see? Would I be
See that? Put it closer.
It cost $354. I got all these.
Okay.
Yeah, I got every one. You know? And when I talk about Europeans, the Kabbalistic, it's all more science. They don't have nothing that our brothers don't have. Nothing. They don't have nothing that I don't have. No disrespect. No disrespect to no one, you know? But no European, no Albia, no Mason, no, I don't care what level they are. I love everyone. But I guarantee you, our wisdom here at the BBT is impregnable. And it's going to come from wisdom and from love. Why? Because it's already been challenged by academia. That's why. My degree's already been challenged by academia. You know? And a lot of people saying this book is a must-have. After searching for a system to immerse myself into and spending a lot of money on books that were misleading or fulfilled dogma, I finally found this gem. Everybody talk about this book. I think it was a brother dude on the internet. Somebody asked me, do I know a guy named Brother Panic? I think he passed. Peace be among him. I don't know if the brother passed, but he was on TikTok talk about this book, and somebody hit me up, was like, "She, you lectured on this book at GCU and you passed it out for change." And he talking about everybody should go on Amazon and buy the book. And when they went on Amazon, the book was $3.50. They said, well, how do you have all these books? I said, I converted them to PDF. I got all the books. I just converted them to PDF because I know nobody's not going to, I know the average brother is not going to go on Amazon and buy this for no $354. If you are, you lying. You'll go buy a couple zips of that ooh-wee before you do that. And you know I'm telling the truth though, Simeon. Right though, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Not us though. Not us. Not us.
Definitely not.
But the great book of Tantra by Indra Shenna. The Secret of Voodoo by Milo Ricard. And the Kundalini Tantra by Swami Santana Swati. I got a couple of his books. And then a lot of these books cost well over $300. And people, when I did this, the emails that I got when I was on, when I did this on YouTube, I'm about to read some of the comments. Somebody said, golly, it's amazing. A lot of these books are well over $300. He said, well, F it, LOL. He was like, I have to get the PDFs from you, F it. He was like, I'm willing to do it. Somebody else said, can you please email me the list? I'll pay you for the list. I gave it to him for a small donation. I'm like, I ain't no gatekeeper, man. But he was like, no, work me to do is higher. Nobody do this for what you're doing. Gratitude. Then this person said, I would like this email to me, please. Send her email and a donation. Everybody keeps saying, please send me the list. They're like, how you got this list? It ain't how I got it. Bro, I got it. Like, I got so many, any scholar you can talk about, like, I got all their book lists. I'm going to name a couple more because we got 4 more minutes and we out of here. This is the longer list. And it's my Lord, I can't even count on this, probably on this list. I don't know if I said the ISIS papers by, let me see, hold on. Oh, I went too far up, let me see. Yeah, the first one was the Isis paper by Francis Welsing, the Hermetica. It's 3 Hermeticas he recommended, which I got all 3. One is by Peter Gandhi, another one is by Walter Scott, and another one is by Copenhaver. Another book is Pagan Origins of the Christ Myth by John G. Jackson. The Finding of the Third Eye by Vera Stanley Alder. The Egyptian Book of the Dead by Muta Ashby. Legends of the Egyptian God by E.A. Wallace Budge. The Cyrus Mysteries by Robert Temple. Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. Selected Writings and Speeches of Marcus Garvey. This Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. The Ankh, African Origins of Electromagnetism.
Hold on, the Ankh.
African Origins of Electromagnetism. Yep. African Origins of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Sheikh Anta Diop. Without Sanctuary. Now, Noble Simeon, I told people to buy this book months ago and they didn't buy it. And they got all the stuff in here. Got one of my ancestors in there, Goodman, hung. I'm gonna do some more research on it. And now they got the book Stacks. And the Europeans wrote this book. Yeah, this book cost Stacks. This book cost a couple $100 now. And I told people to go buy it. It was only $20 at one point. I bought a whole bunch of them. I bought a whole bunch. And I sold them to people. I said, it's gonna go up. They like, how do you be knowing when books are gonna go up? I said, dude, I was in academia. I know this how it go. It's just like anything else in life. If what you into, I tell everybody, the system, everything goes on the system. Everything. It goes around and around and around and around. That's just how it works. But African Origin of Civilization, I gave you that. Sheikh Anta Diop, Without Sanctuary, the book I just held up. Lynching Photography in America by James Allen. Why Darkness Matters, The Power of Melanin in the Brain. Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. On page 4 is talk about the, what was that? I forget. It'll come back to me. The treaty, it's a treaty. It'll come to me. And I have to illuminate it for people because everybody like, oh, chapter 4, this and that. And I said, man, that don't mean nothing. Let me illuminate it for you. It'll come to me. I had to really clear a lot of people up because a lot of people don't be reading. They just be highlighting stuff. But Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. From the Motherland to the Mothership by Shirlene Wallace. Secret Source by Adam Parfrey. Earth Plendium, Keys to Living Library by Barbara Markinock. Who's Who in Egyptian Mythology, Anthony Mercantile. Psychic Self-Defense, Dion Fortune. Conflicting.
Hold on, let me get that one.
Okay. Which one you at, Noble?
A Psychic Self-Defense.
Yep, by Dion Fortune. And see,
Dion who?
Fortune, Fortune. And I'm gonna show y'all a little bit. I used to study Wing Chun, Sticky Hands, but I sent everybody a martial arts book, a whole workout book from Bruce Lee. It's a whole training manual. I don't know if y'all got it. It's a whole training manual.
No, I ain't get it.
I think Brian, y'all got it. I have to go back to my notes. It's a whole training manual. You can go through the whole training manual yourself. And if you dedicate it like myself and a lot of others, you can go through that whole training manual.
Yeah, that book fire.
Thank you, Brian. I'm telling you, it's fire. And if you stick to it and go through that and go through your lessons, I guarantee you. Yeah. So we got another one, Conflicting Genes, Neutrinoids, and Genocide. Gnosis by Philip Gardner. Another Gnosis by Kirk Rudolph. I'll give a couple more because we got 2 more minutes. Yoruga, that's one of my favorites, by Marimba Ani, 1984.
What's that about? Yoruga.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Man. Remember, okay, let me put it like this, because I don't want to give too much away. It's so many tools in a toolbox. When I talk about culture, just like when I talk about the Orisha and the Santeria, and when I wear certain beats, it's certain crafts. When people be orthodox and more science, and I say, well, I never gravitate to one science where I miss the essence of the rest. I have to be able to call upon all spirits for what I need to do, for the work that I do. If I'm a doctor, I can't diss nothing. I can't diss the Tibetan bowls. I can't diss frequencies. I can't diss anything that connects back to the higher self. I have to accept those. I have to accept all those workman tools. So when I deal with a lot of our African,
who you sound like is I didn't get to read the book, but I got a little summary from what it's about. The Red Book by Carl Jung.
A lot of the science, when I say, is nothing new under the sun. That's why I always confirm.
Yeah.
I'm going to always confirm. I know so many old sages, no matter what color they are, is going to always confirm to the wisdom. I'm just in the culture. A lot of people take it to religion, like a lot of European Jews, they take the turkey and twirl it around. Okay, well, that comes from African culture. You see, that come from our culture. So a lot of things that were done has been frowned upon, and people took it as religious or a religious perspective. So I still deal with the culture aspect of everything that I deal with.
Spookism.
I have to, you know. But the Cosmic Voyage by Courtney Brown, the Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury, The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. I got a plethora of H.G. Wells books as well. But The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And so when we talk about The Alchemist, y'all, and when we talk about the pineal gland, and when we talk about the Osiris mysteries, we're talking about, even when we start talking about Masonry, which a lot of Masons won't tell you, they know this higher self. They know this is a connecting yourself to the God man. Just like they know what kumbaya mean. When you get these lexicons and when you start using words with meaning, the kum, the ba, the ya means stand up and arise. Because even when I deal with the Islamic aspect, I deal with what? The al-salat. I understand tradition, but the al-salat is telling you how to do it and when to do it is standing up. See, these is facts. And facts might be stubborn to those. But see, I'm not a slave and you're not a slave. See, that's the thing. That's the difference from you and I and them. The Art of War, Sun Tzu, that's good. The Historical Origins of Christianity by Walter Williams. The Meta Netter, Volume 1. But he say all, I say all of them too. All the Meta Netters, which I have them all. You know, Mayat Philosophy by Muata Ashby, Ancient Egyptian Light of the World, another one by Gerald Massey, The Pregnant Darkness, Alchemy, and the Rebirth of Consciousness by Monica Wigman, and I got a couple more. The Sufis by Idris Shah, that's one of my favorite. Just like when I deal with a lot of hadith and ayats, when I deal with the Sufi ayats of Islam, because Allah loved the Sufis. That's just a higher wisdom of this Islam. What I tell brothers, I deal with a higher level of it. I understand where you're coming from, brothers, my religious brothers, but I understand the triple rose, the Paraclete, the Fatimid, or the Jerusalem and the Christian. I have a clear understanding, you know, the historical Jesus and the mystical Christ, The Coming Race by Baron Edward, Saturn, a new look at an old devil. So I want to stop right there, you know. I'll stop right there. Any questions?
I didn't get a lot of those books. You started speeding up towards the end, but I got about 38 of them I could put into the chat. I got one last question about a book. If you can find it for me, of course, you know, I need to donate things, but it's called The Violet Throne.
The Violent Throne?
No, the violet.
Okay, hold on.
The color purple, like violet throne.
Okay, well okay, hold on. Before I get to that, I want to show you. I want to show you something. It's about what, Noble?
It's about the Aset Ka.
Hold on, let me find it. One whole second. See, this is the Spirit Build. This is another high Masonic book.
Oh, that's spelling fire. Spirit Builders?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
What's that by?
They got it's a free illuminous approach to the ancient and primitive rite of Memphis and Mizraim. All right, so let me.
Who's it by? What's the author?
Well, this one is by Palamas and one more. It's by a group.
Palamas.
Yeah, but I have some ancient rite of Memphis and Mizraim lower level, but this is a little higher level. I had this book I have it bind, but I see on Amazon they have them for 75. But I have it. I just have to convert it to a PDF when I get a chance, and I might already have it. When I get off of here, I'll double check. Now, what did you say the name of that book was again, Noble?
It was The Violet Throne by Louis Marquise.
You said Violent, Violent.
Violet.
Like fighting violent?
No. Violet, like purple.
Okay, Violet.
Yeah.
Violet, what else? Violet what?
Throne.
Okay.
Throne.
By who?
Like chair. By Louis, Louis Marquise, Marquez.
Let me look at my file real quick. Right we here. This real
Something I
time.
wanted to see.
Okay, let's do some real time. Let's do some real time. Let's see if I got this. Or if I can find it. I know it's on Amazon, but I want to see if I got it in my file. It's by Louis Marquise.
It's a crazy book. This might be a crazy book.
I think it's this one right here. I think I got some. You talk about the legacy of the Aseka.
Yeah, Aseka.
You talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of these books are the same. That one is $88 on Amazon. I got it. It's the intricate tool of personal evolution, internal initiation, and profound liberation. Some of the same books like the Voodoo, composed by distant, mythologically crafted occult grimmers. Like I got other books, a lot of grimmers. It's a lot of symbology when people be thinking this all is evil, but it's really grimmers. That especially and that established an elaborate foundation of Addiston wisdom, which is esoteric wisdom. This transcendent tone that unifies words, art, and magic is a talisman for advanced practitioners. When I talk about talisman magic, it's a gateway between worlds. The secrets wielded by the alchemy that emerges from these pages of mystery and concealed power hold fundamental keys to rekindle the forgotten flame of centuries seemingly lost throughout history and time, but here boldly unleashed with the devastating forces of energy, symbol, and soul revealed upon the altar of eternal fire, burning in primordial violet light. Same, most of the stuff is the same, but from different authors. Just like when we talk about, the Secret Flower, the 2 volumes, it's the same thing, and the Merkaba, really the same stuff.
Okay.
Yep, but I got that one too.
What have the last? Okay, that's the last question. What have you been studying lately? What's like your main area of interest that you've been studying?
For myself, Noble, I'm gonna be honest, man. I study so much, man. I've been up so many nights. A lot of stuff, it just come natural, man. I'm just like I pretty much
lately. What you been reading lately?
Man, well,
what caught your interest?
Really, I haven't been reading nothing. I've been doing a lot of meditation or breathing. I've been doing a lot of breathing.
Okay.
You know, I've been doing a lot of stretching. You know, I've been getting back into it. Like for me, I get back into I have a lot of notes from academia. So I a lot of times I go back to my notes. You know what I mean? So pretty much that much, but pretty much reading.
So less scholarship, more exercise?
Yeah. Yeah, because I've done it so much to where like I still write sermons, I still meditate, but a lot of stuff for me is just internal and kind of doing a lot of stuff that I make other people accountable for and, you know, correcting myself. You know, sometimes you get so caught up in your work, you know what I mean? And the work is heavy. And I think sometimes we get off a little bit of that and we don't kind of rebalance ourselves. For myself, I'm not saying for no one else, because a lot of people can get beside themselves with this, you know, and I know we've seen a lot of people that been on platforms and be like, damn, well, what happened? You know, because you're gonna have to keep reinventing yourself if you scamming. You're gonna have to keep reinventing the wheel.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to keep attaching yourself to other people that's hot. And I don't have to do that. I just say, hey man, I have a lane. If other people that's interested in what I'm interested in, then we can build something so beautiful. People don't have to waste money. You don't have to go on Amazon and buy all those books for the price. We can come on here and you can ask questions. And as we continue to build and brother get comfortable with what we're doing, I'm gonna build a temple. I'm gonna build a place where people can come from all different states, because I did it before. And I know we can do it again. you know, because the person got to be right. And trust, look at all the brothers that done the work, that collected money, and we don't have to say names, that collect millions and see what they done. Now that's only a small few, Noble Simeon, because we put a magnifying glass on those few. And so I ain't been hustled by those individuals. Have you?
No.
I ain't gave nobody no hundreds of thousands of dollars talk about they gonna build no school. You? So when that energy comes, they be like, oh, he hustled us. He ain't hustled me. He might have hustled you. You know, I deal with people that's real, that I can touch, that I can see the mission, that I can see, oh, I can see this. Like my mission is not taking our kids from nowhere. It's giving something too. I'm giving value while they going to that. And then we can build to where we can say, okay, well, now we have enough going on, enough resources going on. We can have our own thing going on. It don't have to be a 7th hour. It don't have to be a summer school thing. It don't have to be a spiritual house. It can be something to build off of, like a charter school. And that's what I'm, you know, with Allah's will.
Focusing on.
Yeah, because we already got 10 acres. We got 10 acres in prime land in the middle of Arizona and Vegas, in Mojave, Arizona. 10 acres. We can build
I've been trucking through there. There's so much land out there that people don't take advantage of. You know, so I would love to see that 10 acres.
Yeah.
You know
it's right there. We can put a big structure on 60% of our acres. They still want it to be a little farmland, but when people say off the grid, you can't be off the grid in no neighborhood. When I tell people why, because state laws and local laws trump that. And I don't care how nobody be feeling, Noble Simeon. I'll be like, listen, we got to be, if we're going to do things, why you want to just say what you're going to do and you can't do what you're saying you're going to do? You can't do that in a neighborhood. You have to be outside. You have to be in that certain area where you can do that. And then we start doing things the right way. We start having these conversations to be like, how can we do things? How should we do it? The proper way to acquire these things, which the only reason why we suffering because we haven't been taught these things. And I'm a teacher.
Right.
That's all I tell people.
Talents for sale and all of that stuff too. That you know, a lot of people don't even take advantage of.
Like I said, I'm not a gatekeeper. The same way I got 10 acres, say if you had brothers, you'd be like, I got a group of brothers with me too. Babe, I got a group of brothers. You could say, I got a group of brothers with me too, Sheik. We down with you. But, you know, we want to support and build and help you build the grand, you know, the temple and school. But we want to get our own acres and build next to you. Could you help us? What I'm going to say, no, man, y'all need to get 10 of our acres with me. No, I'm going to say, well, okay, let's sit down. This where the land at. Boom, boom, boom. Man, hell, man, let's get this man a donation, his finder's fee. I'm out your way. Now, if you want counsel to show you other things and that, so be it. But that's a wrap. Like the information, people don't have the information. I was introduced to the information, you know? It's just a pleasure that I was introduced to the information. That's why I say it's a workman is always do is hire. I have an expertise. I can show you right now how to set up your business with your EIN, to show you your Duns and Bradstreet, to show you how to have your business set up as its own entity to build a business line of credit. I can show you what Quick 30s accounts, where you can build that by doing natural things, a strategy, not a scam. Why? Because I'm educated in this. That's why, you know? So any other questions, Nobles, as we close? Any other thing?
It's been a great class. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Noble. Man,
it's been an honor, man, having you here, Noble Simeon, man. It's been an honor, and thank you, Noble Brian. And I just want to give honors, man, for y'all trusting me, man. My Noble's been with me for like 5 years. Noble Simeon, we getting ready to have our Fish Moors ball. Your fizz is in. But the crazy thing about my tassels is some of my tassels came in at 18 inches from my new note. I said my Nobles, because their tassels have grown from 12 to 18 from wisdom and just certain things that I'm not a person that just tests people, because that ain't what I do. I'm almost like an old sensei. It's like, man, you take me through there. And the questions I ask you and the work that we go through is I'm going to know you ready. Just like if I say you taking a cooking class with me and we cooking, then I say, well, go ahead and cook A, B, C, and D. I'm going to know you know the ingredients and everything. Why? Because you're going to cook it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to cook it. So I got your fed. I just got to string the tassel in it, man. And I'll get it to you. I got you a turban and a she mag too. Your turban and a she mag, I'll send it to you. This is a she mag. You know, the turban is a different material, but I'll take it off real quick. But I'll show you how to wrap your turban. I'll show you how to wrap the she mag. The turban might be a little bit different because it's a little bit different material, But it's all practice, and that's what I tell everybody. When you learn it, don't get mad at yourself, because it takes some time, to get it how you want.
I figured it out. I've been tying T-shirts and do-rags my whole life.
Yep. And so it's simple.
That's the hood turban right there,
Yep. And it's so many ways that you can do it, and I'll show you how, different ways you can do it as you freak it how you want to. You can do it flat. My Noble Malik wear his all different ways, so it just depends on how you want to do it.
Okay.
But with that being said, man, gratitude for your time and gratitude for everybody. Gratitude for your donation, Noble, whoever that was. But thank y'all again, man. And we work out tomorrow, and then we're gonna have a good adapt class. I don't know if one of my nobles want to teach class tomorrow, but if not, I got a good word for y'all. Some good wisdom. It's gonna be illuminating. And just thank y'all, man, and share with our family. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say, Noble Simeon. Your spirit was on me as I was conversing with my dad, because my dad and my mom is like my cheerleaders. I'm their, divine minister. And I think a lot of times, especially with our parents, as we understand wisdom, sometimes our parents, they might be where they are with their wisdom and their understanding. So sometimes conversations can't be had. It may be had a different way. I just don't believe in dissing anything, and showing a person we can agree to disagree. We're like, well, what about this? What about this? I think asking questions until it's shutting the person down. So as we go to wisdom, always get into say, I never saw it like that. Or ask them, have you looked at it like this? Or have you seen it like that? Or ask a question instead of you're wrong. And I think sometimes that's maybe our degree of trying to explain where we at with things. Cause I get it, man. Like I get it. But I've been around so many adults, and when I speak to them, they just change. They're like, well, you need to be the one speaking. And my son just went crazy. And I said, well, he went crazy following that other stuff. And they say, but you this and you represent it. You should be the only one. I said, well, I'm not. A lot of people looking for what they want, and you will find it. That's what I tell people. You will find it, because you just said, Noble Simeon, as a person on the internet talk about Africa was named after a European. So you will find everything you want on the internet. You will find people talk about they just became sheiks of the Moorish Temple on the internet, talking all that rhetoric, and your birth certificate attached to all this. And they say they Moorish Temple of America, and they's a new sheik. I just stay out the way. That's why nobody can ever come to me, because they know my credentials, and I'm from the temple. I just gonna stay in my lane, bro. That's all. And I'm gonna be right here for anybody to be like, damn, Sheik was right all along. I know. So with that being said, once again, y'all, thank y'all for your time. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man, and have a great one, man. Peace and love. Can we get our Moorish American prayer, Noble Brian, or Noble Simeon, if anyone, Simeon got it?
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Ash'ariya, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace.
You got our benediction, Brian?
Not on hand, but I can get it.
If you don't worry about it. Oh, well, I think I got it. Hold on. I think I got it real fast. Let me open. I think I got it right here, Noble B. Yep, I got it right here. So we ain't even have to go far. Islam? Let me turn it around real fast. Here we go. May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thy act of love upon all our brothers and sisters, and we shall all do our best to shun all evil. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that we all might nourish the souls of all men, women, and children. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battle of falsehood. We all should know that we never need to pick the lock to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, the key to salvation already rests within our own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, inconsistency, inconstancy, there is still the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah, may Yahweh, may Buddha, whatever name you glorify, may it guide you, may it preserve you, May it lengthen your age, and may it give you everlasting peace. El Rahman, El Rahim, Ya Haq, Ya Muhammad, Ashe, Islam, peace, 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 and gratitude for y'all time, man.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, peace and love.
Peace and love.
Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z. We're reading Fundamental. Also brought to you by findingbooks.com, where treasures are found. Be sure to get all of your herbs and teas at herbsofmyaunt.com. My Aunt Sons, the tea of teas, divine and prepared. And for your musical stylists, be sure to check out bhbaymusic.com. And for your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out MorrisHaberdasher.com. And for that everyday e-special Morris drip, be sure to check out Morrisachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart speaking, seeking. Hey, hey.